If you think you are either superior or inferior to someone, an invisible wall goes up between you. However, treat him like an old friend you haven't seen in a while, and let your guard down, so will he, says Zen Buddhist teacher Haemin Sunim. Many of us invest time and money to live in a nice house, drive a fancy car, and appear young and beautiful. But how much do we invest in the intangible, like good relationships? According to Zen teaching, if we are fortunate enough to be surrounded by family and friends who love us for who we are and genuinely care for our well-being, we will feel secure and emotionally stable, even in the face of challenges. On the other hand, even if we possess our dream house, a luxury car, and a perfect body, we remain deeply unhappy if there are problems in our relationships. When the problems persist without any resolution in sight, we become depressed and even think of ending our life. Buddhism says, if happiness is what we hope to achieve in our lives, shouldn't we put more effort into cultivating good relationships with the people around us? To understand this better, let's take an example of two friends who went on a 2-week backpacking trip. When they arrived at their destination, their spirits were high. They had known each other for a couple of years and got along very well. Both liked each other's sense of humor and warm-hearted nature, since two of them felt obligated to stay close. After the first 7 days of spending every moment together, they do run out of things to talk about, and both became irritable. It was not because of any concrete problem in their friendship. It was just that they longed for some time alone. So the following morning, first friend suggested, we should take different routes and meet up at the hostel at night. Other friend welcomed his suggestion. As both left the hostel, they felt free. Both knew they could choose to do whatever they liked for the day, as they did not have to negotiate with anyone about where to go first and what to see next. But as the morning turned into the afternoon, both were reminded of the advantages of traveling with a friend. When one needed to go to the restroom, he could rely on other to watch his backpack. Now for both, eating alone was no fun. It felt more like a chore than a time for enjoyment and relaxation. They didn't take any pictures of that day because they did not want to bother strangers. They were not as thrilled since there was no one to share the excitement with. When they arrived at their hostel at the end of the day, they were quite happy to see each other. Over dinner, they found many new things to talk about in recounting their respective days. From this experience, we can realize that the art of maintaining a good relationship can be compared to sitting by a fireplace. If we sit too close for too long, we become hot and possibly burned. But if we sit too far away, we cannot feel the warmth. Similarly, no matter how well we get along with someone, if we stick too close without building in some personal space, we soon feel trapped and burned out. Zen teaching says, it is easy to take the relationship for granted and feel resentful about not having enough privacy and independence. On the other hand, if we put in too little effort to stay in touch with friends and family, we can't feel the warmth of their love. Therefore, in maintaining a good relationship, striking a balance is key. There is a story from Japan that holds another good lesson about relationships. It is about a man who was renowned for his intelligence. At age 19, he received the highest marks in the state civil service examination, and at age 20, he became county magistrate. But his quick success made him haughty and vain. One day, this man paid a visit to an eminent Zen Buddhist master in his district and asked, "What should I keep in mind as I rule this village?" The master answered politely, "All that is necessary is to avoid evil and to do good for many." Magistrate snapped and says, "Even a child knows that. Is that all you have to tell me?" As he got up to leave, the master insisted him to stay a bit longer. After brewing tea, the master poured some in his cup, but did not stop when the cup was full. Perplexed, Magistrate demanded to know what he was doing. "You seem to know that too much tea will ruin the floor," the master answered. "But how do you not know that too much knowledge will ruin one's character?" Embarrassed, Magistrate sprang to his feet and rushed toward the door to leave. But in his haste, he hit his head on the doorframe. The master gently admonished him, "If you lower your head, you won't bump into trouble." As we can see, too much pride can be a source of conflict. If we treat people with humility and respect, conflicts can be avoided. It is often our pride that encourages us to stand up straight and wage a battle of wills. While fighting to determine who is right and who is wrong, we end up causing physical and emotional pain. We all grow up in different environments. Our experiences are varied, and so are our personalities, habits, values, and thoughts. It is not easy for diverse people to live together and try to forge relationships. According to the Buddhist scripture, the treatise on the King of Treasures Samadhi, do not expect others to follow your way. When things always go your way, it is easy to become arrogant. As we experience adversity in our lives, we mature and become more understanding. Just remember that the person who has made your life difficult today could be an undercover teacher sent from above, tasked with your spiritual growth. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more empowering content. Thanks for watching.